the technology exists to essentially remove the human beings from having to have any contact with the growing process.
Right.
And so you take that cost out, and then the biggest cost you're left with is the energy. Now, let me give you some economics, if I may, because we have a concept called the 3 E's at IGS. The first one, the prime one, is that the crop quality has to be excellent. If your crop is not excellent, people won't buy it regardless of the cost.
Mm-hmm.
The second one is it has to be economically viable, so that you have a farm gate price, cost of growing that gives the farmer a competitive advantage in the marketplace and a margin to sell to the wholesaler. The third one is environment, and therefore what we're looking for is sustainable food security for countries around the world, not just at any cost. So, these are our 3 E's: excellence, economics, and environment. So if we look at the energy, if I take a kilo of basil, okay, so basil is the most prolific herb in the world market. And that's, got a lot to do with the rise of Italian cookery, of course. But if I look at a kilo of basil, if I go into my local supermarket here in the UK, I'll buy a 30-gram pack at a price that equates to between 30 and 35 pounds per kilo. Mm. If I went to the main wholesale market in London, I would pay 28 pounds for organic. I would pay about 20 pounds for non-organic per kilo. If I'm a big food manufacturer, I can get it delivered to my factory, non-organic, fresh, for about 8 pounds a kilo, and frozen for about 6 pounds per kilo. The farm gate price at IGS is £2.70. That's what it costs us, fully weighted, for 1 kilo. So we are 10% of the wholesale price in London. So the margin there would be 9%. Now, that £2.70 consists of a number of different things like depreciation, substrate, seed, operating costs, all these things. But by far the biggest percentage is energy. So 77% of the £1.70 is the energy cost. And we are basing that, we buy our energy from a company called Green Energy. It's pure sustainable. Mm-hmm. So it's actually quite expensive energy, and it costs 13 pence per kilowatt hour, 13 British pennies per kilowatt hour. If I got my energy from a hydroelectric scheme, so if we located the farm next to the hydroelectric scheme, I would be able to get energy for between 5 and 8 pence. If I put it on a geothermal source, like a flooded old coal mine, which is generating geothermal, they generate energy at between half a penny and 1 penny per kilowatt hour. Oh. So you can very quickly see that cost of £2.70 could be brought very significantly down. Yeah. And so by using clean, cheap, renewable energy. And when you bring that cost down, the range of crops that you are able to then bring into economic viability massively increases. So what we've been doing is we did the same thing everyone else has done. We started with herbs, salads, and microgreens, because there's a reasonable amount of value there, and there's high consumption in urban environments. But we've gone on from there now with different physical structures on our growing trays to grow root crops. So we've grown baby carrots, we've grown spring onions, baby radishes, radishes, baby turnips. Mm-hmm. We've grown fennel, we've grown brassicas, and so on. And then we went on to start growing. We've grown seed potatoes as well, very successfully, 3 varieties. We double spaced the trays for strawberries. We triple spaced the trays for the seed potatoes, because by the time they flower and they grow the tuber, they're about 60, 70 centimeters high.
Okay.
On the fruit side, we've grown strawberries and we've grown chilies. We've also grown endami beans, so we're going to be more and more bean varieties as well. So strawberries is a big challenge because the UK berry market imports all of its starter plants from the Netherlands, Spain and Italy, as well as Morocco and Egypt. And 35% of those starter plants are thrown away before they even get planted because of problems with quality and pest and disease.
Right.
That costs the UK industry £12 million a year. So if we can bring the growing of the germination, propagation of the starter plants right next to the berry farms themselves, then we solve environmental and economic problems.